Welcome to JWL Sports, where we review all the best sports clips from around the world. Now, you're probably wondering, why should I watch over here instead of over at any of the other channels? And it's because I actually care. I read every single comment. So if you think what I'm saying is the most ridiculous thing you've ever heard, let me know in the comments below. If you think what I'm saying is the most amazing thing, then definitely please let me know. Either way, let's get into some discussions, let's get into some fights, but ultimately, let's just have some fun. And please do consider subscribing. We are building an amazing community here, and it's turning into something truly, truly special. I want to build something that we all genuinely feel connected to, something that we're really excited to be part of, and I think we're well on our way to doing it. So without further ado, we're doing a clip of the Pat McAfee show, talking about Micah Parsons taking a shot at Skip Bayless and saying that the Cowboys didn't do enough to win. I really wanted to do this clip. I did a similar clip yesterday with regards to when he first made some of these comments, and I really wanted to do one again with regards to Pat McAfee because it's really absurd saying that the Cowboys didn't do enough to win when Micah the whole season was saying that the Cowboys are amazing, they're great, they're on par, if not better than, say, the 49ers. Like, as was Micah said himself, that they are as good or better than the 49ers. And now he's saying that they didn't do enough. So which is it? Like, were you good enough or were you not? You know, and so he's kind of talking out of both sides of his mouth. It's a bad look to be making these comments, especially publicly. He's the leader of the Cowboys, a leader of the Cowboys. People really look to him. You know, he's in his prime. He's not some old man who's now like kind of leaving. Like, he is in the heart of it. He needs to rise to the occasion, and it does not seem like he's doing it. So I'm really curious to see what McAfee has to say.
And Mike McCarthy will have that figured out. Here's Jerry Jones, though, speaking about Dak Prescott and the future of the Dallas Cowboys.
Dak has done nothing to change my mind of any promise for the future. I think I said in the deal that we'd go as far as Dak takes us in the playoffs. Remember that?
Right.
How do you go as far as Dak takes us?
Right.
How do you feel he played?
And that's how far we went.
Right. So
okay. So my point is, that doesn't change a thing.
Okay.
We'll go as far as Dak takes us.
How do you feel he played against Green Bay? You may have just said it there, but how do you feel he performed against the Packers?
Well, I think that we, as a team, laid an egg. And that's not specifically, I want to say it and respond that way. And you could start here, and I'm not trying to be magnanimous or anything, but you can start here and you can go all the way down the line. That was a bad day for us, and manifests and created a lot of scrutiny on days long before that and long after that. That's what kind of day it was. And so it'll be an impactful day. We'll do things that honor the fact that we didn't play well against the Packers.
Jerry Jones, known a lot for potentially saying, what's going on over there? One time in his life whenever he was a child. Also a man who's still in Mobile, Alabama. Okay, for the Senior Bowl. You don't think he's invested in the Dallas Cowboys and hoping to see them win one last time? And he said, I still believe that we go as Dak goes, and we got exactly how far Dak went. And the person was like, exactly. Is that where you want to? He goes, whoa, the whole team laid an egg there now.
I was going to say.
So Jerry having to talk and still talking about the Dallas Cowboys is something that has become a tradition, obviously, with sports media. Listening to Jerry talk about the Cowboys. What did you hear from him there? Because I think what I heard was whole team sucked. It's not just that, which then, is that Mike McCarthy he's talking to? Is that Dan Quinn, who's already out there that he's talking to? Who do you think Jerry's talking to? And what do you think they do next at the DC position, Chuck?
That was really hard to hear.
Why?
That muffled room, wherever he
Oh, so you didn't even hear what you
No, I heard a lot of it before, but like this all-in deal, like they're going to be, haven't they been all in? And then he mentions his relationship. I don't know if it was mentioned there, but then his relationship with Bill, he's got to bring Bill Belichick up, right? Absolutely could work with him. And then this is all on Dak. We're going to go as far as Dak. Well, did he just say that what happened with the defense? They did give up 48 points, right? Yeah, so.
Well, Dak also turned the ball over.
Yeah, Bill Belichick frames or not. But Dan Quinn put together a great body of work.
Yeah, that's right.
Now, Micah Parsons was also talking about the Dallas Cowboys season, and this is what he had to say fresh off, I believe, a vacation.
You know, they talking about we're going all in this year, man. That's what I would hope for. You know, I'm 24 years old. I've been in this league, 3 years, and I kind of seen it all. And I hope that we go all in. I hope that we go out and get.
Wow. To me, that is the statement. I don't even care what he has to say after this. I will let it roll, but I just wanted to pause it real fast. I've been in the league for 3 years and I've seen it all. That is actually the scariest statement. If I'm a Dallas Cowboys fan, that is the scariest statement I've heard. The fact that he said that he's seen it all. Because you have not seen it all. Tom Brady admitted that it wasn't until like year 10 or 15 or like deep into his career that it took him to finally see it all. That he finally was able to see all the defenses and be like, okay, there's nothing that they can throw at me that I haven't seen before. And that's freaking Tom Brady. And now Mike has been in the league for 3 seasons, 3 whole whopping seasons, and he's just seen it all. I mean, that's insane. And that is like, that shows, like that is not the words that you want coming out of your leader. One of the best players on your franchise. You want someone who's like, we still have a lot to learn. I have a lot to learn. I have, I can be better. I can grow more. I'm excited, this, that. But to think that he's seen it all, that's insane. I mean, think about how complex the NFL is itself, right? Think about how complex a game is, like practices, off season, just regular days during the week, but even before games, bye weeks, all of this type of stuff, traveling, weather. He hasn't even been in every single stadium yet. I don't even know if he's played every team yet. So, and yet he's now said that he's seen it all. I mean, compare it to just high school, right? I assume most people watching this have been to high school, okay? And you've been there. I don't know how some of your high schools, sometimes it's 10 through 12 and sometimes it's 9 through 12. Mine was 9 through 12, okay? So that's 4 years. And so he's been in the NFL for 3 years. Did you know all you needed to know about high school from 9th, 10th, and 11th grade? Or did you learn a lot more even in senior year? And I don't even mean like education, just like how to do it, how to work it, how to, not get in trouble, how to get in trouble, how to flirt, how to talk to girls or guys or whatever, how to sneak out and go to parties. Like you were still learning and figuring things out. And that's just high school, which is nothing compared to the NFL. And he thinks that he's seen it all and has it all figured out in 3 years in the NFL. Patrick Mahomes and all his success, he's still figuring it out. And yet, Micah Parsons already knows it all. I don't know about you guys, but that's a scary thought. And again, Micah reminds me of like the AJ Browns, the Antonio Browns, the Diggs, these types of players who are very much like, when everything is going well, it's all smiles, real charming, big smile, everything is all good. We are the best. Let's go. No one can stop us. Here we are. And then when you face adversity, it's just crying, whining, pouting, throwing a fit. AJ Brown, I'll never forget when the Eagles were going to the Super Bowl and they were blowing, I think it was maybe the game against the 49ers. It might have been the game before that. And he was carrying, he was upset that he didn't get the ball. And it was just like, the Eagles are winning. Everything is going great. And you're being a baby right now about it. Like, those are just bad looks. And I'm not saying that Mike is necessarily doing that. But again, if you want to be the leader, and again, if you think you've seen it all, well, then you should know to not make these types of statements. And it's just bad. It's just bad leadership. There's no other way around it.
Get the players that we're missing, because we didn't do that this year. I hope that we challenge ourselves, become better and become greater for us. And I'm trying to say this in like the most nice way possible because of how I truly feel. And you got analysts and you got guys like Skip that just talk so crazy out on the media just because they can.
Yeah, and he would go on to bury Skip. We don't need to, kind of run that. Didn't bury him that way, just still in a respectful way. But Skip obviously threw away 45 jerseys into his automatic trash can with Ernesty filming him. And after the Cowboys lost to the Packers, it's obviously heartbreaking. The Cowboys always going to be talked about. But he's saying he's hoping that we go all in. They kind of did, though, right? And I assume that's what Jerry Jones is. Hey, Micah, we did go all in. I don't know if you know that. They bring in Stephon Gilmore.
Yep.
Who else?
They bring in Brandon Cooks on offense. They draft Jake Ferguson to replace Dalton Schultz, which worked.
Diggs gets hurt halfway through the year. Now, that obviously a whole different ball game whenever you lose an elite corner. But Dan Quinn, new head coach of the Commanders, seemingly got the defense back on track. I like that the expectation is that we're going all in, we're spending money, and we're trying to win a Super Bowl every single year. But, boy, it gets loud down there in the Big D whenever they don't.
I think he's talking about the fact that, they got boat raced and didn't bring in linebackers like after Van Der Esch got hurt. I think that's what he's talking about. They didn't add some pieces on defense that could have helped them make some adjustments in that game because they had no adjustment.
We respect and love the hell out of Micah, just like we appreciate all you. We'll be back.
So I just think, again, he was saying how good they were all season and how they can hold their own with anyone. And now he's saying, well, they didn't do enough to win. That they didn't do enough. So again, which is it? And if they didn't do enough to win, whether you were just talking up your team before, or you believed it before, then you realize, okay, they didn't. That's fine. Micah can change his opinion. Totally on board with that. But to do this publicly like this, to me, is, again, just such a bad look. You are the leader of the Dallas Cowboys. It's really like you and Dak, essentially. And Dak is the leader more by default because he's the quarterback. But if anything, I'm sure a lot of players look to Micah. That's the sense that I get, that they look to Micah in the locker room probably more than anything. And now he's planting these seeds. But the Cowboys didn't do enough. Jerry didn't do enough. That's just bad. That's a poison in the locker room. You need to be unified. The teams that consistently play the best and consistently have the highest levels of success, they always have a unified locker room. Or at the very least, they're able to keep it together for like a season or 2 or 3. And then once it starts to rip open, then you see like everything kind of just like collapse. And the Cowboys aren't able to do that. And Micah, again, he's facing adversity. And so he's been in the league for 3 years. And all those 3 seasons, the Cowboys have had great regular seasons, but just, complete disasters in the playoffs. And he's seeing that. And again, I don't know how he could say that he's seen it all. He hasn't even made an NFC championship game, let alone a Super Bowl. So like, you don't even know what it's like to make it to that next level. So you haven't seen it all. So you don't understand actually what it takes. So I think Micah needs to be a little bit more humble, needs to take the whole leadership role a lot more seriously, take more responsibility for his own actions. And if you think the Cowboys didn't do enough to win, you have the clout in the locker room. You have the clout within the organizations. Jerry Jones seems to have a very open door policy. Talk to him. You go to him and be like, Jerry, I love you. I love playing for Dallas. I want to win so badly here. I don't think we did enough on D, or I don't think we did enough in this situation. We need more help. If you think that I'm this amazing player, you think I'm great defensive player of the year, all this type of stuff, leader of the Cowboys, listen to me. I'm telling you, we need X, Y, and Z, Or even if you think Dak's not good enough, right? Which I'm not saying he's saying this. But even, let's say, right, which is a bold statement to make, you would say, Dak can't get the job done for us. I'm not telling you to get rid of him. I don't know what the story is. Obviously, you're the owner, you're the GM, you make these decisions. But I just want to share my opinion with you. It's hard to imagine that, after playing Jordan Love and seeing what Jordan Love could do, I'm not seeing that Dak can reach those levels. And so it's going to be really hard to win. What do we do? Like, I don't know what the exact answer is or what the solution is, but I do know, and I am confident, that how Micah's handling it right now is not the way to go. It's just a bad look to lose as they did and then be noisy in the offseason while the 2 best teams are now playing in the Super Bowl. And especially when you're pointing fingers at other people. It's not like Micah played great against the Packers. He had like 1 tackle. It's like, okay, you had 1 tackle. You're acting like you played this amazing game and you still lost. That's, not necessarily the whole truth. So, but what do you all think? How do you think Micah should handle this? How do you think Dallas should handle this? What do you think the whole situation is? And why do you think all this stuff is starting to bubble up? Because this is not, it's a Micah, CD Lamb, Jerry's talking. I mean, Jerry talks a lot, but it just seems to be a lot noisier than it was previous years. So why do you guys think that is? Would love to hear your thoughts. Please let me know in the comments below. Please don't forget to subscribe. As I said, we are building an amazing community here, and I would truly love to see you part of it. And please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, as it really helps with the visibility and the algorithm, and I would greatly, greatly appreciate it. Thank you so much, and see you next time.